and welcome to Arts and Craft with Miss Natoya. Today's activity is going to be very pretty and very fun to do. Now, this activity is called the cherry blossom art. Have you ever seen a cherry blossom, or do you know what it is? Well, it's this beautiful tree that only blooms in springtime. Now, the really good thing about it is that there's some history to it. Now, there is a cherry blossom festival in Washington, D.C. I've been there one time, a very long time ago. But here's the history behind it. So, the cherry blossom trees were actually gifted to Washington, D.C. from Tokyo, Japan. And since 1912, they have been celebrating the cherry blossom festival in D.C. Now, it's very beautiful to see. The festival starts in spring, March 30th to be exact, and people from all over the world visits Washington, D.C. just to see these beautiful flowers bloom. Now, in case you've never been to Washington, D.C. or you don't get a chance to go there, you can also see cherry blossom trees in the botanical garden, and it's just as beautiful. Now, I know we're stuck inside of the house and we cannot visit it, but whenever we get to go outside again, be sure to ask your parent or guardian to make a trip over to the botanical garden so you can see the cherry blossoms during springtime. It's very beautiful. You're going to love it. So today's activity, we are going to paint a cherry blossom tree. Now, the good thing about it is we're going to use items found in your home, which is always a really great thing to do because it's very resourceful and it's good to recycle some of the items that you have in your house and use them for arts and craft activities. And that's what I love to do. So I found this water bottle. Well, it's a soda bottle. Don't judge me. But I'm sure you found a couple of these in your house, right? We're going to use the bottom. You can see a little pink paint because I've been practicing as well with my cherry blossoms. So we're going to use this guy, right? He's going to be the base for our cherry blossoms, and then we're going to do some extra work and add some more details to make it look more like cherry blossoms. You're going to have to do some work, but don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it step by step until you create your beautiful masterpiece. All right? So some things that you're going to need. One of these soda bottles, of course. You're going to also need some paper, a scissors, because we're going to cut the paper in half to make it longer, a black marker, some paint, a little container with some water, and a glue stick. Just a few of the things that we've been using in most of our videos, okay? So grab those materials, get a flat surface, whether it's a tabletop or floor, put some paper down, and let's get started to make this really cool cherry blossom tree. Alright, I know you're excited, because I am too. But before we begin, how are you guys doing? I hope you're being safe, and I hope you're inside learning as much as you possibly can and having a good time from the comfort of your homes. It's been tough. It's been some tough few weeks, but we're getting through it. And I'm here to teach you all these wonderful arts and craft activity to make your day a lot better. Alright? Just wanted to check in with you for a bit. Now let's go get started! Okay, so we are ready to begin. So I have my plastic bottle here. This is what I'm going to be using. But truthfully, I'm only using the bottom of it. Do you see these little pointy bottoms right here? These pointy parts? That's what I need. And I'm sure you can find one of these bottles around the house from a soda that you might have had with your family. So, put this guy down. So the colors we're really using today is brown. Any shades of brown that you may have. And if you don't have a brown, we can use black, and I'm going to use pink, but I'm going to make it a little bit lighter, so I'm going to add some white to this. Now, if you don't have pink, but you have red and white, well, red and white mix pink, and I'll show you really quickly how to do that. And now I need my paper plate. So, put this guy to the side. Here's my paper. I want it to be long. So I am going to cut it down the middle right here, or horizontally. Right? So I'm going to cut the paper here, and then I'm going to hold it this way. Fold it into two, and then cut right down the middle with my scissors. If you need some help, be sure to ask a parent or guardian to help you cut that down.
So fold your paper in half, cut it down the middle, and then you'll end up with 2 parts like this. Okay? Now, the reason I did this is because to do the cherry blossom, I want it to be a very long painting. So I have these 2 pieces. I'm just going to glue it together. Put a little bit of glue on the back of it. Just the edge needs some glue because I'm going to attach the 2 together. So I'm going to put some glue right here. And make sure, guys, that you are painting on a flat surface. I always say that. It's always easier to paint on a flat surface. It makes it easier to do things like this. So I'm using the floor. You can use a tabletop if you like. And here, I'm just going to put this part onto this. Like that. And put some paper underneath. Alright? You can flip it over either way. So this is now my new art piece. See how long it is? So let's get some more room here. Let me move some of my paint down. Because I'm going to start with the bottom. And I want you to see that. Alright? So on your paper plate, you can either mix your red with white. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just need drop or so. And then you can take your paintbrush with a little bit of water and you mix it together. And then you get a really pretty color. See? Nice and pink. Now you can use this. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you already have pink paint, then you can use that as well. So this to me is a little too dark because cherry blossoms are like a light pink. So I'm going to add a couple more drops of white paint. And then I'm going to mix it up together. Because I want it to be the right shade of pink. So when you add more of white, it makes it lighter. And if you want it to be darker, then you add more red to make it darker. Aha. This looks like the pink I want to use. So some of them I can use with this pink. I can make it lighter, put some more white. Alright. So that's how you mix pink with your red and your white. So the first thing I want you to do is pour some of your brown paint onto your paper plate. Like so. Don't need a lot. And you're going to take a brush. Take off some of the water. Put it into your brown paint like this. And then you start at the bottom of your plate. Right here is where I'm going to be starting. And then I'm going to go this way. Do you see what I'm doing? It's just a long stroke. And then I'm going to make some branches. And then another branch probably down here. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I just want you to have fun with it because cherry blossoms are so cool. They're beautiful to look at. And you're just basically making branches because you're going to put your flowers on your branches. So you can make equal amount of branches. You can make different shapes with your branch. But this is what I'm working with right here. Very simple. We don't have to get upset or stress too much on it. Now here's the fun part. With that bottom of the bottle, I want you to put it into your pink paint. I'm going to make sure it gets enough paint at the bottom. See, now I have it. And I'm going to go on my branch and make sure it's on the paper. And then I'm going to just make a print and then gently pick it up. Do you see what I did? And I'm going to take some more pink with my brush. Clean off the brown in the water. And I'm going to take a little bit of pink right there. And I'm just going to make a center. Alright? So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to put it back into the pink paint, and then I'm going to make another print on another branch. Don't worry too much or like, oh, what if it doesn't fit? It's okay. We're just going to keep adding little dots if there's some places that need to be filled in because of our bottle, and that's okay. And you're saying to me, why can't I just use the brush, Miss Natoya? Because it's really cool to use different items in your house to do artwork. And that's why I saw this bottle in my recyclable pile, and I'm like, what if I did this? How would that look? Alright, and then I decided to give it a try. So that's what you're going to continue doing. On all of your branches, you're just going to go ahead and make some flowers until you get to the very last branch at the top. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be working on. So continue doing that and let's see how it comes out. Okay guys, so how did you do? Were you able to complete your entire tree, branches filled with flowers? So now that I have the bigger flowers, I'm going to get a Sharpie or marker, and I'm going to make some smaller leaves in the bottom, just some little tiny leaves. But I'm going to put them on smaller branches. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some smaller branches coming out. I can put smaller flowers, and I can put leaves on them. But I just wanted some smaller ones because I want it to look a bit more real. Now these are just some crooked little lines. They don't have to be perfect, and you're just running them up the tree and the side of the branches to make your tree look a little bit more real, because you have those big cherry blossoms. Don't think too hard on these, okay? Try your best. So this is all I'm doing. I am taking my marker and I'm just doing these little zigzag lines. Alright, just little zigzag lines, nothing too fancy or hard. This is going to be a very simple activity. I'm going to move this forward, and I'm going to make another one right here. And one right here. Alright, so that's what I did. Now, do you remember my brush? Well, at the back of my brush, I can make smaller circles. I'm going to add a little white paint to my pink, because I don't want to waste any paint. I'm going to mix it in like so. Make it a little bit lighter. That's what I did. I'm going to take the back of my brush and I'm just going to mix it into this paint, this lighter pink. These are going to be my little buds. So I'm just going to make little dots onto these little branches. Just a little bit of dots. Put some more paint. See, we're getting very resourceful. We're using what we have. Now, how else can I make these really cute, perfect little dots? If you don't have a brush that's like this, you can go ahead and use your fingertip or any small object that you have around the house. So I'm just putting like little buds, little flower buds at the tip of those branches that we just did with the Sharpie. And like I said, we can add a little bit of leaves if we have some green laying around. We'll put a tiny drop on your plate. Just a tiny drop, not too much. You can use the same brush if you like, or if you have a smaller brush, you can use that. Or what if you don't have neither, but you have a green Sharpie or a green marker? Use it. Let's see how they're going to come out. So I'm going to wet my skinny brush. I'm going to try to put some leaves on this guy. So let's start at the bottom here. So this is how the brush would look when we add in some of these leaves. So the idea with leaves is there's no right shape to do it. You just don't want to think too hard and be like, oh, I need it to be perfect like Miss Natoya. I've had a lot of practice with leaves. So don't get too caught up with trying to make it perfect. Just do your best. And that's it. I'm just going to continue doing the leaves up there. And like I said, what if you don't have that, but you have a green marker laying around? Perfect. Even easier to do it. See? You can do the same motion with this. Even easier and faster with a marker. So I'm going to continue doing this until I have enough leaves that I'm happy with. I can put some on these little tinier branches as well. And that is it, guys. I'm going to keep working on this until I feel like I have enough leaves. And then I'm just going to move on to maybe adding some details to the flowers. I don't know. Maybe some white some more white, some smaller ones. I don't know, whatever you feel like, go with it. So cherry blossom, it doesn't have to be perfect. We already have the bigger ones at the top. We can add, and we have some small ones, some cute little buds in between, and now we're adding some leaves. But be as creative as you like with it until you feel like it's perfect, all right? And then I'll show you the finished product. So guys, before I let you go, I just did like this really cool technique that I wanted to share with you to make it look even better. Now you don't have to do this, but I just don't want you to be like, hey, Mr. Natoya added some more and I didn't even see that. So with the same bottom round part of my brush, right, I'm just adding some more pink over the big dots that we did with the bottle. So I'm just adding some more. I want it to look a little bit more full from the bottle. So the bottle gave us the base pink that we wanted, which is really cool. But I figured play around with it a little bit more, and I put these little dots over it, and I love the way it looks. Okay, it looks really cool. So you can try this technique. I'm literally just picking up some paint from my paper plate here at the back of my brush. If you want to use the front of your brush, you can also do that, and you can just make some dots, right? Doesn't it look really cool? I think it looks cool. So I was just playing around, and I like the way it came out, so I'm gonna go with it. But like I said, you can leave yours with the big dots in the bright pink that you had, or you can do this as well and make it look a lot more full. So it's gonna look like this, right? That looks cool. And I've already completed putting all my leaves. So you can do the same thing if you like, or try something else. Be as creative, like I said, as you want to with yours. Alright? Alright. So now I think I'm done. Before I saw, oh no, I'm done. And then I tried this out and I really liked it. So I had to show you what I ended up doing. But I think I'm done now for sure. Alright? So add as much detail as you like to your flowers. You can even put a background if you like.
So guys, how fun was that activity? Now I know it took a lot of work because we had to make it look like cherry blossoms. So we kept on going back into it and adding more details, but the details is what makes it beautiful. Now I know yours are not going to look as perfect as you probably envision it to look, and that's okay. Remember to say that when you're painting. It's okay if my work is not perfect as long as I've done my best. And that's all I want you to do, is try your very best and don't get upset and frustrated and give up throughout the activity. The good thing about doing these remote learning and doing arts and craft over the computer or on the screen is that you get to pause and replay. So, we learned about the Cherry Blossom Festival, we learned it's in Washington, D.C., and then we learned to create this really beautiful art activity. Right? Guys, I hope you had a lot of fun. What were some of your favorite parts? What were some of the parts that you did not like and wished it wasn't there? Hope to hear from you soon. Be sure to hashtag your beautiful work of art and we can see how great you did. Alright, until then, stay inside. Be safe and wash your hands. Alright? Bye guys. See you next video.